24 hours before Iowans cast the first votes in the nomination of the next president of the United States, Hillary Clinton is getting called out on her latest attempt to explain away the email scandal that's been hanging over her campaign. Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry is live in Des Moines, Iowa tonight. Ed?
Well, Megyn, here in Des Moines tonight, Hillary Clinton's making sort of a closing argument and has one of the best crowds of this entire campaign, over 2,600 people, as she tries to push back against Bernie Sanders. They are now locked in a dead heat as her big lead has evaporated, in large part because of that email controversy. And people have eyebrows raised now because of an explanation she gave about why this controversy has dogged her. She gave it on a local TV station, WHO, just this morning. Look at this, quote, "The best explanation I heard of this, I heard yesterday in Des Moines from a man I was shaking hands with. He said, quote, this is like you drive through the same intersection for 4 years and the speed limit is 35, then you move out of town and they change the speed limit to 25, and then they start sending tickets to people who drove while the speed limit was 35, they drove over 25. She said that was told to her yesterday, but we checked the tape. Turns out almost 3 weeks ago, she used a similar anecdote. Watch.
Be like somebody in the Department of Transportation setting speed limits. Let's say the speed limit was 35. And then retroactively, the police say, well, you know what? That speed limit should have been 25. So let's go back and look at anybody who drove down that road and exceeded 25. We need...
Sounds awfully similar to what she's saying today, she heard just yesterday. Gives you an idea of one of the reasons why this whole question of trust, being honest, has dogged her throughout the campaign. We'll find out tomorrow night, though, whether it matters in a Democratic caucus. It could be something that's a bigger problem for her in a general election if she gets past Sanders. Megyn?
And is any other network going to fact check her on that? I mean, that is like, people are laughing. Like, everybody in here is like... It's obvious what happened.
Right. She's saying, it was just told to me yesterday. The guy was shaking my hand yesterday. Then there's a tape where she said the same thing 3 weeks ago.
I mean, like, in the first tape, did she say somebody told it to her, or was she just saying it herself? Because maybe she had a conversation with the guy yesterday and said, you know what it's just like? And then he repeated it back to her.
Maybe the man heard her saying it 3 weeks ago and repeated it back to her. That might be the best explanation.
Good to see you, Ed Henry. Well, the email question comes up in almost every major interview for Mrs. Clinton, and this was no exception when she appeared this morning with George Stephanopoulos at ABC News.
What do you know about those emails that we don't?